Today we're getting into the latest Tesla news, including 4 new Tesla batteries coming soon, Juniper Model Y production underway, the $80,000 Cybertruck available to anyone, and more, so let's get into it. First up today, one of the biggest contributing factors to Tesla's success thus far has been the widespread rollout of the supercharger network. Having worldwide access to reliable charging infrastructure has done a lot to help people become comfortable with the idea of owning an EV, and they have done a great job of scaling this network. Lately, we were unsure of the future of this network, but it continues to grow. Tesla just announced the installation of their 60,000th supercharger stall, which also happens to be located at the same station as the 600th supercharger in Japan. Both of these units have unique designs, with the 600th stall in Japan having a special origami-inspired exterior and the 60,000th worldwide being a sleek gray. Tesla installed their 50,000th unit back in September of last year, so the company has managed to install 10,000 units in a little over a year. Their pace has slowed a little bit, however, as their 40,000th supercharger was installed back in November of 2022, meaning that it only took them about 10 months to build that batch of 10,000 chargers. That rate is still extremely impressive and doesn't diminish what they have done here, but it does point towards a slower rollout after those mass layoffs. Regardless, Tesla's supercharger business has grown to a scale that's almost hard to comprehend. They recently released data that tells us their supercharger network delivered 1.4 terawatt hours of electricity during just this quarter alone. This is a remarkable feat and shows just how much charging has become a business for the company. They are only expanding from here as well, partnering with other automakers, and especially in the US, they will likely be the company enabling reliable EV fast charging for the entire industry. Next up today, behind the scenes of every modern EV has been the rapid development and advancement of battery cells that are offering customers better density, weight, and efficiency. While Tesla uses a lot of cells produced by outside vendors, they also have a great internal team of engineers that are working to build upon and improve the next generation of batteries. The question here, though, is when will Tesla come out with new battery cells? And now we may have the answer. Tesla has been making their own 4680 battery cells for a while now, and while those batteries have successfully powered many of their products, including the Model Y and most notably Cybertruck, among other things like Optimus and their robotaxi, they are still doing a lot to improve the efficiency and cost of that battery. Currently, the Cybertruck is the only car shipping with these cells, but we do expect them to expand further in the future. While this version of the 4680 cell is already here, Tesla is working on special dry cathode 4680 cells that should cut production cost on these cells majorly. They could be a big part of enabling future cheaper EVs, but of course this tech has to be proven out and scaled. Recently, Tesla showed off a prototype dry cathode Cybertruck, which is great progress. Beyond this, though, Tesla is reportedly working on a whole new lineup of battery cells that could be coming as soon as 2026. There are currently 4 new Tesla batteries that are rumored, all of which have code names that currently start with NC for new cell. First is NC05, a small and easy to manufacture cell that will predominantly be used in the Cybercab and any potential upcoming affordable models. On social media, Tesla shared a video showing off the Cybercab's 4680 battery cells, but of course, any new technology could come along to improve and optimize this product before its launch. In fact, it's possible these are the NC05 cells in this animation, but we can't tell the difference. Or this is just a placeholder and Tesla will change these cells in the future. Beyond that, NC20 is a larger battery cell that will offer better energy density for larger vehicles and could be optimized for things like towing. The Cybertruck is a great vehicle in a lot of ways, but its range does suffer greatly when towing heavy loads, as is the case for any vehicle. It's the reason, though, that a long 500-mile or greater range is desired for the Cybertruck, and these batteries could help with that. The Cybertruck is already here, but of course Tesla is never standing still. While still a ways away, rumored for 2026, this could ultimately be what helps them deliver that 500-mile range Cybertruck at a reasonable cost with reasonable efficiency. Lastly are 2 radically different cells that will seemingly be quite different from the standard designs that we're used to. NC30 and NC50 are cells that will ditch traditional anode materials in favor of silicon carbon, which can theoretically move electrons much faster than traditional designs. Using this new material could greatly improve charging times as well as potential power output capabilities. The NC30 is the larger of the 2 cells and will likely be used in vehicles like the Cybertruck or perhaps future iterations of the Model X or Y. The NC50, on the other hand, will be their smaller and more performance-oriented battery cell. This will likely appear in future Plaid-like vehicles or maybe even the future Roadster refresh. We currently don't know which or if any of these cells will also appear in their stationary power products like the Powerwall, but it seems likely that they would greatly benefit from the advances made by this tech as well once it's scaled. At the end of the day though, any battery cell advances coming to the market come down to scaling. These all sound great: faster charging cells, larger cells, cells optimized for smaller applications, and more. But for Tesla, none of it really matters unless they see a path towards scalability. With that said, future battery technology offers some of the biggest and most exciting future changes that could come to these vehicles. I'm very excited to see what Tesla is working on here and what big changes could come from those advancements. But what battery cell would you be most excited for, and what are you looking for the most? Leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts. Next up today, while Tesla news of late has been dominated by the Robotaxi, Robovan, Optimus robot, and Cybertruck, at the end of the day, Tesla's meat and potatoes still remains their best-selling cars. The Model Y is the world's best-selling car of any type, gas or electric, and just became the bestseller in Europe for September. Clearly, popularity is still there, but of course, we're eagerly awaiting the refreshed Model Y that will bring this car in line with the great update the Model 3 received earlier this year. When that refreshed Model 3 came out, Tesla first launched it from their Chinese factory, then brought it to the US after a decent wait. This time for the Model Y, they could do the same, but they make that car in 4 different factories. We're unsure of the tactic here, but if they do release the new Model Y Juniper refresh out of China first, it could massively hurt sales in the US and other markets until it's then introduced there. Since this car is even more popular than the Model 3, I expect they may have to handle things differently, but we'll see. In any case, reports out of China are saying that production of the Model Y Juniper has officially begun today at Giga Shanghai. We've seen this car testing in the wild in a few different markets, and we seem to have confirmation that they will indeed be dropping the license plate location and adding a rear light bar. These changes will come alongside everything we've seen on the Model 3. Some also expect to see a light bar across the front bumper, since Tesla has now put that on the Cybertruck and Robotaxi, but we'll see about that one. As for production, this is reported to be trial production, and Tesla is proceeding with this in a closed loop. That means that any processes that typically would take this car outside or anywhere it could be spotted have been removed from the process to prevent leaks. Reportedly, initial trial production will begin with around 15 units per day, likely separate from current Model Y production, and then they will iterate from there, scale, shut down production of the current Model Y, and change things over. The launch timeline is still expected for next year, even in these reports. But in theory, this will allow Tesla to get things ironed out at their most productive factory, copy and paste that to Berlin, Fremont, and Austin, and then commence with Model Y production on similar timelines across the world for a 2025 release. This is exciting progress to hear about, and it's entirely possible that Tesla is trialing production at multiple factories, but we're only hearing about it in China first. With that said, we still have a couple months until the expected launch of this car, so there may be plenty of leaks ahead as Tesla has more and more prototypes to test with. Regardless, I'm excited to hear about this update and to see the Model Y finally get this refresh. The Model 3 refresh really makes a big difference for that car, and when Tesla brings that to the Model Y, it could both relieve a lot of pent-up demand for customers that are waiting for it, and expand this car to even more people. Before that new Model Y comes to be though, Tesla is offering a great incentive to buy one of their cars today. For each of their most popular cars, the Model 3 and Y, Tesla is offering 0% APR financing. This means that for customers who weren't even considering using a loan, it could help them spread out their purchase over time. And for customers planning to buy with a loan, it will save them thousands. For the Model Y, this deal is available on all trims and is fully available for terms up to 60 months, but it does require a 20% down payment. With that said, if you qualify for the federal EV tax credit of $7,500, that can be part of your 20% down payment. At the same time, 72-month loan terms has an option at 0.99%, and 84 months is 2.99%. To put this into perspective as to how much you'd save with 0% financing, let's take a long-range all-wheel drive Model Y. With rough math, you'd be saving yourself about $7,011.75 by financing for 60 months at 0%, compared to previous rates at 5.29%. If you were going for a performance model, that would save you about $7,551.76. For the Model 3, Tesla is also offering 0% financing, but only for 36-month loan terms. Then there is 0.99% for 48 months, 1.99% for 60 months, 2.99% for 72 months, and 4.99% for 84 months. These deals come on top of the tax credits these cars are eligible for and the Tesla referral program. By using someone's link, you'll now get $500 off a vehicle. This has just been reduced from $1,000, but Tesla's inventory discounts are still very much in place. So you can use a referral link, get the tax credit, buy in inventory at a discount, and then utilize 0% financing on certain cars and get a really great deal right now. For example, this car would typically be $47,990, and financing would have brought you up to about $56,374.60. Instead, here it is marked down to $44,170. You'll get $500 off of that and get 0% financing, saving you about $12,000. On top of that is the federal EV tax credit, saving you another $7,500. This is some rough math, but it's nearly $20,000 off on a Model Y, thanks to all of these incentives stacking up. And in practice, this brings monthly payments down by a lot. With tax credit eligibility, it could be under $600 for 60 months on a brand new Model Y. Tesla has changed up deals a lot in recent months, but for many, an APR incentive is what actually saves them the most money. We're seeing Tesla enter the year-end push for the Model 3 and Y, and I'm curious to see how things develop from here. Next up today, almost a full year since its original launch event, Tesla has officially closed orders for the Foundation Series Cybertruck. The automaker has worked their way through the entire 2 million plus customer reservation list, originally allowing interested customers the opportunity to buy this special edition truck with added accessories at a $20,000 markup above its already increased price. This truck has sold very well thus far, but plenty of reservation holders decided to pass on this expensive version in favor of waiting for the normal version to release at the standard price that Tesla updated at the delivery event. Tesla began taking orders of that standard trim recently, but it was still only to customers that were already on the reservation list, and it was going in order. Well, now it's official. Tesla has already worked through the backlog of reservation holders, and this truck is available for anyone to order on their website. The all-wheel drive variant of this truck is now available for $79,990, and the more powerful Cyber Beast comes in at $99,990. When you factor in all of the available accessories and upgrades, including the white interior, Cyber wheels, and FSD package that all came standard on the Foundation series, the price does get pretty close to the cost of what the Foundation series was. But customers can pick and choose exactly what they do and don't want to pay for. You can start with a great base vehicle and opt to keep the cheaper, higher range wheels, opt out of the white interior, and skip FSD or choose a monthly subscription instead. Customers can now order this vehicle, and current delivery estimates place its arrival within just the next few weeks. The way I see it, there are two paths forward here. One, with orders now being completely open, Tesla could see a huge influx of demand for the two currently available trims of this truck. Orders could be spilling in, and the delivery date of this truck could get pushed further and further back. This truck is currently the third best-selling EV of any kind in the country, and that demand is expected to stay up, but we'll have to see how it is impacted by orders being fully opened. Conversely, running through the complete list of reservation holders, both with and without the Foundation Series upcharge, could be a sign that Tesla has reached the upper limit of demand for those expensive trims. Many people put down a reservation for this truck when the base price was expected to start at just $40,000. Surely this truck will continue to sell quite well, but it may not grow as much as it could without a cheaper entry-level option. Tesla could have to pivot towards making that rear-wheel drive model as a way of cracking open and really expanding the market for this truck. An $80,000 price tag is still a large pill to swallow for many customers, so we'll have to see how it continues to grow from here. Interestingly, Tesla followed the exact same strategy with the Model 3 launch all the way back in 2018. That car had a very long reservation list at first, that they eventually opened up, allowing customers to place orders freely. Obviously, things worked out quite well for Tesla when it came to the Model 3, and now they have the added luxury of significantly better production output than they did in 2018, so perhaps we will see similar levels of success with this truck. It will be very interesting to see things develop, but first it's very exciting to see the Cybertruck, still with all of its main features and normal wheels, coming in at $80,000. Regarding FSD though, Tesla has now added the ability to proceed with an FSD transfer from one of your cars to the Cybertruck. This is the first we've seen here, so we're starting to see Tesla treat the Cybertruck more and more like just another car that they sell, instead of something exclusive. Soon I wouldn't be surprised if it's added to the referral program as well. In further Cybertruck news, Tesla has officially started delivering this truck to customers who ordered in Canada. They announced this on the truck's X profile with a picture of the vehicle sticker for a Foundation Series Cyber Beast with the caption Canada A. Tesla opened up orders for this truck in Mexico and Canada in August of this year, and they were able to move through their entire supply of reservation holders in those countries in less than a week. Now, 2 months later, the company is getting those vehicles out to customers in those countries, making this car available in 3 countries across North America. Lastly, after the issues where the standard Cybertruck wheels were found to be wearing down the sides of customer tires, owners are finally receiving their solution. For a while, Tesla was shipping the Foundation Series Cybertruck and delivering it to customers without these covers. Tesla immediately set out creating a replacement wheel cover for those impacted customers, and while the design was seemingly finalized a while ago, customers were still waiting to receive delivery of those covers, even when new customers were getting them on their cars. Owners are now finally receiving emails telling them that their updated wheel covers are available for pickup. It's great to finally see that owners are getting the fixed version of their wheel covers, as those create an important part of this truck's look and contribute greatly to its range and efficiency. One unfortunate change for the Cybertruck is coming in the form of its range extender. Tesla originally announced a 500-mile range for the Cybertruck, but only shipped it with a bit over 300. Instead, they have talked about a $16,000 range extender, which you can reserve with a non-refundable $2,000 deposit. Originally, this was supposed to come in 2024 and extend the Cybertruck's range to 470 miles, but now Tesla has again pushed back the timeline and lowered its range. It will begin production in mid-2025 now and deliver a range of 445 plus miles on the Cybertruck, 25 miles less than before, and still 55 under the 500-mile range originally quoted at the truck's announcement. Then if you switch to Cyber wheels, it goes down to 430 miles. The Cyber Beast, on the other hand, is 440 or 415 miles respectively. In my opinion, I will be surprised to ever see this come to market, as it just really doesn't seem like a Tesla product offering, and the range is lower than they wanted, but I've been proven wrong before. The Cybertruck is entering a very interesting and crucial part of its rollout, and I'm very excited to see where it goes from here. I've been driving the Cybertruck regularly for about 2 weeks now, and it's really one of those products you have to experience to understand. I think Tesla may find they need to educate customers on its quality and capabilities, but could see its popularity continue to grow from here. Time will tell. Next up today, at Tesla's We Robot event, we got a great up-close look at the Robotaxi, Robovan, and the latest version of their Optimus robots. Most of the bots that we saw that night were being remotely controlled by Tesla employees, but it still gives us an insight into the way that it can move and what the future of human and robot interactions might look like. While some were disappointed that we didn't see full autonomy there and instead a mix of the two, Tesla has just released a new video detailing what the latest version of Optimus can really do on its own. To start, Optimus has received an update that has greatly improved its ability to get around and walk more confidently. It's very easy to see how much faster and smoother Optimus walks now, as opposed to the more awkward waddle that we saw with previous versions. Its advanced pathfinding allows it to explore places it has never been before completely autonomously, while avoiding bumping into people and obstacles. It uses its built-in neural net to map out its surroundings, while capturing visual cues that give it a better understanding of what is actually around it. From there, that navigation data is compiled between multiple Tesla bots to build a deeper and wider understanding of their shared environment. Here we can see a very detailed outline of this Tesla lab that has seemingly been compiled by at least 4 different bots throughout the building. This is a huge step for the AI systems that run Optimus, as it will eventually allow for multiple bots to work in and learn a new space together, enriching each other's knowledge and experience in tandem. Additionally, Optimus can now autonomously navigate to and commence charging itself from one of their specially designed charging stations. These stations are very slick, and Optimus being able to do this on its own is a huge step towards its viability at integrating into the workplace. It seemingly gets itself into position and begins charging using only its onboard cameras, and it's very impressive to see. Once it's done charging, Optimus can then disengage and go back to the task that it was performing before. Here it is being used to place battery cells into a large crate, which it can now pick up and carry. It can easily handle this 11 kilogram load, being able to carry it around while still keeping its balance and not overheating. Speaking of balance, Optimus can now successfully climb stairs as well. This may not seem like much on its surface, but climbing a flight of stairs is actually a very difficult feat of balance, which is very impressive. Lastly, the AI that runs Optimus is improving all the time, specifically in the field of human interaction. Here we see a line of Tesla employees gesturing for Optimus to give them different combinations of snacks, which it recognizes and hands them. According to the video, quote, "These new skills are all learned by a single neural net, also running in real time on Optimus's embedded computer." Optimus and Tesla's robotics divisions are some of the most exciting things coming out of the company right now, and it's great to see how much this bot is improving. Optimus is already shaping up to be a very impressive product that is improving very quickly. It's already being put to work in a limited capacity in their factories, but I'm very curious to see how long it takes before Optimus is doing jobs that previously would require human workers. Given the rate it's improving, I don't think it'll be very long before we at least see Optimus doing specialized tasks that require some autonomous capabilities. Regarding the Robotaxi, however, more details keep coming out about its wireless charging capabilities. Tesla released their full look at this small and simple wireless charging pad, and the rate on screen shows 25 kilowatt speeds. That's faster than typical home charging, but of course slower than DC fast charging, so it will be interesting to see what they're aiming for here. With wireless charging, you'll likely be speed limited and then efficiency limited, so some are a bit worried about the capability here. In any case, a rough calculation here would indicate that the Robotaxi does indeed have about a 40 kilowatt hour battery pack, likely the smallest Tesla will have shipped up to that point. Regarding efficiency though, many, including MKBHD, doubted that the Cybercab could efficiently charge this way, saying, quote, "Wireless charging has a massive heat waste. A really noble goal for something like this would be maybe 75% efficiency." Tesla quickly responded directly, however, to confirm efficiency is well above 90%. This falls in line with the efficiency of Wifarian, a company that Tesla acquired and sold last year. For further information here, Elon Musk added, "There's no meaningful efficiency difference between inductive and conductive charging if the system is designed right. There's always an inductor somewhere in the charge circuit." It seems Tesla may have the most efficient solution we've seen yet for wireless EV charging, which could make wireless charging nearly as good as plugging in directly for an EV. That would be very exciting to see, and even at speeds of 25 kilowatts, with a pack of 40 kilowatt hours, it could be plenty for an autonomous robotaxi taking short breaks while out delivering rides. With that said, it will require a lot of infrastructure build out, so I'm curious to see if they do end up supporting both a plug and a wireless charging solution so that you can also supercharge if you prefer or need to in certain cases. That's all the latest Tesla news for today, so in the meantime, if you want to see all of the leaked and rumored Tesla products for the future, you can check out that video linked up here or in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.